All right, hello. Here's another lesson. This is the most important beat you can play, even though I said that last time, but this one's really the most important beat that you can play because it like applies to everything. This is the one, all right? And all it is kind of like the one we did last time where you go right both, except you're going to double and so you're going to be playing eighth notes. So instead of this, you're playing eighth notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if you're new, if you're beginning, just start with that. Just play the hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and counting is always great. Counting is good. So count until you don't need to. But it's like if you're trying to cross land and you have a boat and you use your boat to cross the land, or cross the water, once you get to the other side where you need to be, you don't need to carry that boat with you any longer once you're on land, right? So when you get to that point, you won't need to count anymore. You get the metaphor? But count until you don't need to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, all right? Then you add the bass on 1 and 3. So it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? It's that easy. So if you practice the other beat before where you did this, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you worked on that a lot, this one should be easy. You just go twice as fast with the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Okay, this is the beat. Make sure you're doing this all the time. All right, so let's do it together. Ready? Here's 60. 1, 2, ready, go. Count if you need to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And don't count in your head. Count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Count out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good thing about being a drummer is that your voice is free. Not like a saxophone player or a trumpet or whatever wind instrument. So this is the beginnings of being able to sing and play. Because eventually you're going to do that. You're going to sing and play. Don't you want to sing and play? Of course. All right, good. Okay, so once you've practiced that a whole lot, you're going to try to speed it up. Goal right now is try to get this at about 1:15. And the reason because I want you to play to a song, and the song you're going to play to is Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, because this is the beat that's played throughout that entire song. It wavers like very little, if at all. You know, there's a couple little Tom Fields who goes, "Gudum," you know, things like that. A few little nuances. But other than that, it's this the entire time. So if you practice this beat, that is like the foundation of all pocket playing. This is the beat. So let's go a little faster. How about we go 80? Ready? We'll work our way up. Here's 80. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Make sure you're focusing on limbs hitting at the same time that they're supposed to. Boom. Same exact time. Think about consistency of all the sounds. Consistency of your hi-hat sound. You don't want like some low and some high. You want them all the same. Consistency of your backbeat sound. You don't want some to be like, some to be low and then others be loud. Make them all the same. Consistency of sounds in every limb. Even the bass drum tone. Think about the consistency of the sound in the bass drum tone. Okay, that was actually a little faster than 80. That was 83, but that's okay. We're working our way up. Let's go 100. Ready? Or how about 105? 1, 2, ready, go. Do doom 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 boop 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 boop. Not quite the tempo yet, but we're pretty close. If you notice, I'm hitting the hi-hat. More emphasis on 2 and 4. Good. Let's go Billie Jean tempo. Billie Jean tempo is about 115. So if you can play this with the metronome at 115, you'll be able to play the song, which is what we're going to do in a second. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Good. Just a little tip about playing with the metronome. If you practice with your metronome at a volume that's not super high, that way whenever you play exactly on top of the metronome, which is what you won't even be able to hear the metronome. That's a good thing, okay? A lot of people try to play with the metronome where it's like blaring loud so you can always hear it. And when you're doing that, you're being reactive instead of proactive. So in order to be proactive, you want to play exactly on top of it. We call that burying the click. So burying the click, you play exactly on top of the metronome. Just don't turn your metronome too loud. Like even right now, I could probably turn my metronome down a little lower, but I want you to hear it. So practice with your metronome kind of low. That way, if you're playing exactly with it on top of it, you won't even hear it. And sometimes that can be scary because you're like, where'd the metronome go? I need to hear the sound. But it's a good thing. Play exactly on top of the beat. Bury the click. As we say, bury the click. And you should get used to playing with the click, because if you play in a band or some kind of thing where you're having to play with a click, a lot of times you have to play with that, with the sequencer. And if you're not used to playing with the click, you might fight it or something like that. So get used to playing with the metronome. Like I said before in earlier videos, the metronome is to a drummer as a hammer is to a carpenter. Like it's the most important tool, one of the most important tools, just as important as your sticks. All right. Time to play the song. Ready? Here we go. So you can pull this up. If you just jam to Billie Jean all the time, that's one of the best things you can do for your pocket. Just play along to Billie Jean, because it's about 5 minutes of just straight pocket. It's straight that the whole time, and you're having fun because it's a cool song, right? So just play to Billie Jean until you're blue in the face. You won't get tired of it, I promise you. I've been playing to it for years, and I never get tired of it. If you ever just need to go back and get that pocket solid, just jam to Billie Jean, man. This is the beat right here. Just play to this. All right, so let's do it. Ready? Here we go. Jump in. Change up the hi-hat sometimes, see how that feels. So right now I'm accenting the downbeat. See how that feels? Now what if I did all accent? All accent and hi-hat. There was a little feel in the music right there. Good act, but that's it. But for the most part, the whole song is this. Okay, so I'm not gonna play the whole song, but if you play that whole song, you're really practicing consistency, you're practicing pocket, and you're practicing endurance, which is what you want to make sure you do because songs last at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So don't just play something for a few measures and you get it right then, because that doesn't count. You got to be able to play it right for a while. Okay, practice playing for a long time, and then you know you're consistent, and that way you know you couldn't mess up even if you tried, right? Which is what you want to do, right? So remember, amateurs practice until they get it right. Professionals practice till they can't do it incorrectly or until they can't do it wrong, even if they wanted to. Yeah, so remember that. Have fun with Billie Jean. This beat applies to many different things. It's like you'll play this beat probably 85% of the time that you're drumming in any kind of situation. It's very, very common. So practice this a ton. It's one of the most best things you do. Practice, and don't just practice playing the beat. Practice the consistency of the sound with the hi-hat. Practice consistency of your backbeat sound, consistency of that, the volumes of how they all fit together. All that's going to sharpen your groove. All those are very, very important things to make it, because look, anybody can play this beat. A million people can play this beat, but it's all going to sound different from drummer to drummer. So just practice consistency. Make that feel as good as you can. It's all about how it feels. And you'll know you're doing it right if people around you start dancing. They're feeling it and they just can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. That's how you know you're doing it right. Okay? Have fun.